if you only have 24 hours in a day, your success is dependent upon how you use the 24.
How many hours a day you waste, or how many hours a week you waste. And the classic answer is something like 4 to 6 hours a day. And so if your life isn't everything it could be, you could ask yourself, well, what would happen if you just stopped wasting the opportunities that are in front of you? You'd be who knows how much more efficient, 10 times more efficient, 20 times more efficient. That's the Pareto distribution. You have no idea how efficient people get. It's off the charts.
So I just want to show you something. When I was broke, if you look at my schedule, you'll see that I woke up whenever I felt like waking up. That's what you'll see first. Now, I told you before, if you watch my videos, I studied the top millionaires in the world, and I discovered that they all wake up at 3:30 in the morning. Right? But watch this, 3:30. I started thinking, and I'm like, wow, if they're getting up at 3:30, and everybody else is getting up at 8 and 8:30, the reason why they're successful is not because they're smart, but the reason why they're successful is they just got a 5-hour jump on the world. So I started first at 7 o'clock, and then I played a trick on life. I started getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you know how the time changes? Well, I pretend like it was still the same time when it went back. And I started getting up at 6, and then the year after that, when the time went back again, I just pretend like it was the same time, and I started getting up at 5. And then the next year, I started getting up at 4, and now I get up at 3. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been getting up at 3 for 6 months, and it's getting bad now. Sometimes I'm getting up at 2:15, sometimes 1:45, and I'm starting to see everything in my life change. Why? Because I'm putting more time in, and guess what? If you get up at 2 and put in work, if you finish, you can take a nap. I can tell you all about your life if you just write down your 24-hour schedule for me and you let me look at it. I can tell you where you're going to be in 5 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 10 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 20 years if you keep that schedule.
Imagine a conversation with your future self. In that, let's imagine that the you of 20 years from now shows up at your doorstep, and that you is stronger, smarter, wiser, wealthier, healthier, happier. And that you shows up at your door, and it looks at your life, looks at where you live, what you do for a career, what you're giving, how you're showing up, how you're treating other people, what you're after in life. So the you of the future looks at your whole life in totality today, and it looks you in the eye, and it's if that future you was going to give you advice on what to stop, what to start, on what a more courageous action would be, what's the first thing they would tell you to be or do to be more courageous?
Look, everyone has a problem with time, but the day has 24 hours and we sleep 6. Now I know there's some out there that say, whoa, I need 8. Well, I say just sleep a little faster, because the bottom line is we have 6 hours of sleep, 24 hours are available, so you have 18 hours now available to your work, your family, your hobbies, and also to learn something new or to do something new, which could easily be that you want to learn a new language, or that you want to read as a New Year's resolution, I have to read a book every week, or you say, I'm gonna go and reshape my body. So you're gonna go and take this hour out of your schedule and say, I'm gonna train an hour every day. So this is, for most people, a huge challenge, but it is totally doable, I can tell them, because the kind of things that I did when I came to this country, I mean, I went to school, I was working on construction, I was working out my 5 hours a day, I was taking acting classes from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, I was doing all of those things. I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Those hours were too precious. And so there I just want to tell people, don't give me this thing, I have a difficult time with the time and I don't have time for this and I don't have that. You have time, you make the time.
Time is our most valuable commodity. Right? And you can slice that and dice that a million ways, but at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. All we are is the time that is allotted to us, right? And it's funny because it is the most important thing, but it's so easily, so incredibly overlooked. You know, I always say human beings are irrational beings, irrational creatures. right? We trade time, we trade now for the idea of someday, right? We'll start someday, we'll start later, we'll be happy later. It's something to think about, not once in a while, but every day. It's something to compare your actions to align your day with, because you'll find that when you make room for the things that you need, that you want, that you love, life becomes incredible.